Right, housing standards including the HHSRS. I'm going to flip over here to the new piece of legislation that is in relation to everything that I've just spoke about, which is called the Homes Fitness for Habitation Act 2018. It's England and Wales, but England only for private tenancies, because in Wales they've got something called Rent Smart Wales, and every single landlord, agent and man and his dog that's involved in property have to be licensed. So this act is going to amend the Landlord and Tenant Act 1985 that I just showed you, and the Building Act 1984, and it comes into force 1 month from today, on the 20th of March. It will affect new and renewed tenancies immediately, and it will then affect periodic and secure tenancies 12 months later. Okay, so immediately new and renewed tenancies it will be in effect on, and in 12 months' time, basically all tenancies. It amends the Landlord and Tenant Act 1985 by extending its obligations to cover almost all landlords to modernise the fitness for habitation test. So at the moment, a landlord has a responsibility of maintaining a property. With this, the landlord has an obligation to modernise the property and look at other areas of improvement that might not necessarily need to be done at the moment. Anybody in here heard of the HHSRS? Please put your hand up if you have. 2 people, brilliant. You guys are all landlords. How can you not have heard of this? Out of the 2, have any of you read it?
Yeah, I went on a course with the RLA in Birmingham.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
It's a booklet that the council use of 29 different pieces of things in the property that they're going to look at. I'll give you an example. We had a tenant call out the council, very difficult tenant, in report of non-compliant furniture. The council went to the property and didn't even look at the report of the non-compliant furniture, because guess what? The HHSRS doesn't have compliant furniture listed. What kind of bizarre thought process is that? So they called them out to look at non-compliant furniture because it's a fire risk, but instead they checked if there's any damp and mould, and what they've done is said, oh, you've got a heater that's hanging off the wall there, the landlord needs to fix that. The HHSRS is basically the book that the council will go into your property with and go down point by point, every single 29 of them, and check whether you are compliant and whether or not it's fit for purpose, and whether or not now it needs modernising, whether or not things need to be done. The big change with this piece of legislation is that tenants can sue you. They can physically take you to court and sue you under this legislation. The other thing that's spoke about, and again, it's very new, so I'm not 100% professional in this, but it's bringing in timescales of repairs. So if it's an urgent repair, what's urgent? It should be fixed within 24 hours. If it's a non-urgent repair or a less urgent repair, maybe 3 days. They're putting timescales basically on the time that it should take you to repair the reported problem. But let's think about it, okay? So if a boiler breaks down, I think that's quite urgent, because a tenant, particularly in winter, we have some lovely cold winters, hot water and heating is urgent, but the boiler needs a part. We had boilers that needed parts on the 23rd of December. When do you think they then had hot water and heating again? Because I tell you, it wasn't within 24 hours. It's physically impossible as a landlord. You're not a magician. If you own your own home, you can't just magic boiler parts from behind you if you need them. If it's Christmas Eve and your boiler breaks, the chances are you ain't getting your boiler fixed until Boxing Day or the 27th or whenever. It's the same as a landlord. Yes, the tenants will kick off and cry and scream, and the one that we had was that the tenant's oven had broken, which was quite heartbreaking because they couldn't cook Christmas dinner, but we couldn't fix it. It just wasn't possible. So keep an eye out for this. I'm going to be putting out there more information on this as I get it.